I love it. See, to talk about it. But I want you to know that when you work with me, the type of person that you get and the things that I'm feeling and feeding myself with, to make sure that I'm up to date and I'm ahead of the game when it comes to serving you. So today I'm going to talk about the podcast that I listen to. And I know a lot of people spend a lot of time, listening to music and it soothes them or motivates them or helps them to work. But I spend, hours a day working, and the majority of that time I am listening to podcasts and getting information. Now, mind you, I do love music. I am actually a musician. I played percussion for years and I love it. See? So yeah, I mean, it is something I enjoy doing. But now in this phase of my life where I'm really focusing on business and helping people with their businesses, I feel like it's up to me to really be really careful about what I hear. Like, they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. I would say the ears are the windows to the brain. And so, what goes in my ears, I like it to be information. And so that's why I listen to podcasts. If I'm driving somewhere, if I'm sitting down, if I'm in the grocery store, almost everywhere that I go, I have podcasts in my ear. So I just want to, tell you all what I listen to. Not just so much, to talk about it, but I want you to know that when you work with me, the type of person that you get and the things that I'm feeling and feeding myself with, to make sure that I'm up to date and I'm ahead of the game when it comes to serving you. And so this is in no particular order. This is literally when I picked up my phone, went to the Podcast Republic app. This is kind of the order that all of them was in, but one of them actually isn't on. It's only on YouTube, and I'll get to that one probably last. So one of them is Channel Attitude. So Vince Russo. I know people are like, what? It's a wrestling podcast. For the most part, it's a wrestling podcast. Vince Russo happens to be a good friend of mine. He was the head writer for WWE during the Attitude Era. So the time when, Stone Cold, The Rock, DX, all of them was on top. I listened to his podcast because honestly, I like his take on wrestling. I'm a professional wrestling fan, and I like his take on wrestling and even the business of the business. And one thing that he focuses on a lot is storytelling, continuity, and things of that nature. Things that are very applicable to business, And then, his channel Attitude, his network has a number of different types of shows that are like Al Snow's on there. He has these two geniuses, that help him to review Raw and SmackDown, Ben Hameen and Stevie Richards. Like hearing them, the way that they can piece a story together, punch it up, it's just excellent. It always keeps your mind thinking. And then I've been a guest with Stevie Ray from Harlem Heat on his network talking about black and white issues. So he even gets into the politics. And man, Vince Russo is actually one of the most open-minded people that I've ever met. And I know some people don't have good things to say about him, but I know the man personally, and I can say he's a great dude. So that's one of them. Then there's Social Proof, right? Anybody who knows anybody, about David and Donnie. David is the king of podcasting, and Donnie is like one of the first and only mindset coaches that I can actually listen to, understand, and really follow because of the way that not only does she talk about it, but she implements. Like she's a very strong implementer. So I really enjoy listening to them. And the other thing about the Social Proof podcast is it always challenges my thinking and it challenges me. There's some things that they say that really rub me the wrong way. But what it really does is kind of exposes, things that I need to get better. So I listen to them consistently, even when sometimes they make me feel bad. I'm like, I'm gonna keep listening because anything that they say that makes me feel bad or something like that is really an area for me to improve. And so shout out to them. They're really good. I actually went down to the podcast summit, and that's one of the reasons why he's actually one of the reasons I'm doing a podcast because and listening to him and his theory that every entrepreneur should have a podcast. So shouts out to them. And also I listen to Human Behavior Mastery on there with Duane Matunga. Like it's really, really, really good on understanding who a person is and how they operate. Like I'm a high D on the disc assessment, 99D, 99I on the disc assessment. So it really even helps me to understand myself. Then there's Nikki and Moose. Look, I just stumbled across them because of the algorithm. I ran into one of Nikki's ads and stuff, and I was like, "Dang, yo, she's on point. Like she's like a genius with this stuff." And I was watching her live one day, and she mentioned that she had a podcast, and of course, I immediately subscribed, and it's something that I enjoy. Like they really dig deep into methodologies of what's going on. Interviewing people who are doing things, and then of course, how just the intricacies of social media marketing and things like that, and they're tough with it. Like everything that they talk about is very much implementable. And so I'm quick to go, hey, I've implemented some of their things almost immediately. Then there's Darknet Diaries, right? Darknet Diaries is a podcast about hacking, and I'm an ethical. Oh wait, here. See, I'm an ethical hacker by trade. Learn from a hacker.com. That's me. So I listen to that all the time just to stay up on stories in the cybersecurity field, like because I still do some of that on the side. I still do cybersecurity on the side, and it really, I like to also help people to become cybersecurity experts. So staying ahead of the game on that is good too. Then there's Strictly Business with Eric Bischoff. As I said, I am a wrestling fan, and it's funny that Vince Russo, a good friend of mine, Eric Bischoff, they don't really like each other, but they think a lot the same about the business. It's really crazy how many times they agree on things. I wish, one of my dreams is that they would have actually come together and really worked together. I think the professional wrestling business would be in a completely different place. But I listen to Strictly Business because everything that I like to know the business of it. And he really focuses on that. They really dig down, whether it's in numbers or, what goes on. And hey, like I said, I hope one day they'll come together and at least just do a state of the wrestling thing, and it's on the Conrad Thompson Network, who he's an excellent podcaster as well. Then there's Wondery. Wondery has a bunch of different, this is what I listen to for entertainment, right? For Wondery. Because, I do like to be entertained, but they have like Business Wars, Business Movers, American History Storytellers, American Scandal, and it really just delves into a lot of historical things in the world of business and in the world of history. My major is political science and history from the greatest university on the planet, Hampton University. And so I like to listen to that for entertainment, so even bringing in history. And so sometimes you'll hear me talk about things about the founding of a business and like, how the cereal was actually started by the Kellogg's, and because they believed it was biblical for people to be healthy, and so cereal actually started off healthy. So it's really tight. Then there's the Maxwell Leadership Podcast by one of my favorite authors on the planet, John C. Maxwell, and he's the foremost authority on leadership. He does an excellent job. He's a very moral person, a person who really likes to serve, and so being one who has often been in leadership positions, I'll say his book, one of his books, really changed my life. 360-Degree Leader. I read that one day. Actually, read it in one day, and it changed my life. And since I probably read about 10 times, and I read almost every book that he ever comes out with. So the Maxwell Leadership Podcast. And last but not least, again, I said this is not actually a podcast. The YouTube channel is the Myron Golden. And anybody who's ever listened to him, like the man is a genius. And one of the reasons I listen to him is because, as a person who does believe the Bible as written, it's easy for me to listen to him because he backs up what he says in most cases with scripture in an irrefutable way. So he's very much an authority on business and helping people to scale their business, grow, make more sales, make more offers, and all of that. But he backs it up with the scripture, and that's something that I really respect. But like I said, those are there are other ones that I listen to, like Jumping Out There, by my man Lil J, and some other ones that I listen to pretty often and periodically. But these are the ones I really kind of focus on. I make sure if they pop up, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to listen to it because again, it's what I like to, it's not just what I enjoy, but I know it's what I need in order to help you, my customers. So again, the reason that I even brought this up is because I want you to know what type of person you are you're working with. Like, these are the things that I value. These are the things that I fill up my brain with. And and shout out to all these people for making these great podcasts. All of them, like I said, I highly regard them. Some of them I've met, some of them I've never met, some of them I never will meet. But I highly regard everything that they do. Even as it helps to feed me with the things that will help me to help you. Because if I just I'm grateful to have the great brain that God has given me, but I'd be stupid not to want to continuously learn from other people. And so hey, what's your favorite podcast? I'd love to know. Drop it in the comments. Hey, I might want to listen to it. I know my man Josh just put me on the one. Wait, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. But it's pretty good too. It's very, just y'all, just gonna let y'all know. What's it called? Yeah, Under the Influence with Terry O'Reilly. It's a really good one too. I haven't really gotten into it that much, but I like it. I'm probably gonna add it to my list. And there's some other ones that I listen to. But again, you want to know the type of person that you're dealing with, the type of information I like to get. That's what it is. So the majority of the day, like if you see me walking down the street, I probably got a podcast going on my. You ask me, hey Carl, what podcast you listen to? Almost any time of the day, you can ask me what podcast you listen to. I'll tell you. And what I think I'm going to start doing is like doing episodes on my podcast about the stuff that I've learned from the podcast through the week, right? So, hey, just a reminder, if you've gotten this far, like and subscribe. I'm on, of course, I'm on YouTube. I'm on every major podcast platform, Friends with Businesses podcast, at Friends with Businesses on Instagram. Yeah. But yeah, y'all. Got some challenges coming up. Follow me. You might want to put the notification bell on so you get this download. This and review me online. I'm on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, all them good joints. Give me 5 stars. Let the people know if you enjoy this. Again, let me know. Send me an email, send me a text, send me a carrier picture. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or metaphysical speculations, please let me know. I'll holler at y'all later. Deuces.